Hello, I'm Kevin Tame, and welcome to The Hacktivist. Today I'm playing the Soccer 5 Round 4 match that I played. This one is against androidcard, and he's playing Tenon for the first match, and I am playing Ayla. And for the second match, he's on Kit, and I am on Asmari Tech. So let's jump right into this match. Cache refresh is a really interesting format, and I enjoy it. So this match took approximately like 47 minutes. So I sped it up to be to 3x. So it's going to go a little fast, and so I'm going to try and talk as quickly as I can at the kind of the key points. But I wanted to keep it to about 15-minute video and not have it be a 47-minute video. So let's jump right into this match and check it out. Okay, so I here with my Ayla stuff, I'm looking to see what I want to keep. Stim hack is good because there's only one in the cache refresh, and I picked my Kongamato and my, I think it's Gabali, maybe that's how you say it. So this deck right here, basically my plan is to like my economy is liberated accounts. I use Laguna, and I'm using these new resources like Kongamato and various things like that to get in. I'm also using Maven as like an AI breaker. An interesting include that I just recently included is Spinal Modem. Spinal Modem is actually surprisingly good in this match because I'm not getting traced a whole lot, and those 2 credits are just they actually really benefit me quite a bit. I haven't seen my Laguna, so I've been like aggressively kind of drawing, and I'm here kind of in an awkward spot where I need to get rid of something, and there's some things I don't really want to get rid of. I have an extra Levy in the deck, so Levy is fine to get rid of at this point. So now my opponent's starting to lock up a little bit. I'm going to install a Kongamato and then just kind of, poke one of the... I thought about poking one of them, but like, I didn't want to hit something like, what is that one? Unsani or something. It's the Jinteki Sentry that like does 3 net damage and all this crazy stuff. It's a real pain. So I opted to not make that run because I didn't want to face check one of those. So yeah, I'm in another awkward position here where I've drawn so much. I'm really looking for Laguna because Laguna helps me, with my click efficiency. Feedback filter, I feel like I want to hold on to it just in case, but I really wanted to hold on to deep data mining and stuff instead, and the Gordian and the Fem. So here I'm going to go, contest this remote. It's Kakugo and Metapulga Breakthrough. So my opponent doesn't really have the spikiest ice. It looks like my opponent's just trying to go for a fast advance approach. So Swordsman here, I'm just gonna kind of just gonna let him fire. I don't have any AIs to hurt me. I could hit snare, which would be a pain here, but I don't. So yeah, now that I know this ice is there, I'm kind of looking to set up to maybe be able to play some deep data minings. My problem is I have MU issues now, so I really want to get Cyberdelia out and various things like that. The Miraju on HQ I don't think is the best play. I think it's ideal to have it on R&D. And here, having my data sucker tokens is really great because I don't have to pay a whole lot for this ice wall, because ice wall, Inti is really expensive otherwise. And I believe I don't have dedicated processor in this deck. It's probably a good include, but I was kind of tight for slots. So now I'm going to set up my Laguna next turn so that I can get through my deck a little faster. I also want to get this Cyberdelia out so that I can be making money as I'm breaking ice. Yeah, so I'm going to put it in, and then I'm going to hit HQ because basically now I let this fire. I am able to make money with Cyberdelia. So I make a credit making this run. So that feels pretty good. And now I feel like I'm in an okay place. I have a good board set up. I'm able to pressure my opponent. If I can keep running, they can't. My opponent can't fast advance. And I'm here. I am a little poor, but I do need to make these runs because I don't want my opponent to be able to fast advance any tools. And plus, I'm also making even more money now that I have 2 Cyberdelia out. So my opponent here, since they can't use shipment, they're getting a little desperate and using biotic labor. Here's a good opportunity for me. I want to pressure R&D because I want my opponent to have to res this ice. This one is actually pretty punishing because I can't save anything, so I need to let all of them fire. So I'm going to lose my entire hand. However, my opponent's really poor, so that's actually really good for me. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to break Miraju, so that next time I run in, my opponent is going to have to, they're not going to be able to res Miraju because they're so poor. I mean, they can if they want, but they're at this threshold between 2 to 5 points. So I want to just keep breaking Miraju and having them send me into archives. I thought I broke Miraju there. No, I let it fire. Okay, so there's an Obokata. So I need to be able to steal that. So I got to draw up to be able to steal. So here I'm breaking it. This is what I'm talking about. I'm going to break it because I want my opponent to, force me to go into this server. A Koma Inu would be a real pain, to be honest. But this one, Yagura isn't too bad, so I'm able to break that with Gordian pretty easily. I'm going to continue because I want to get a successful run. And now if my opponent reses here, it makes them poor. So my strategy is to kind of keep them poor so they don't have an opportunity to score Obokata or use any of their fast advance tools. And I don't know if it's the best to let them look at R&D, but it's okay. It feels okay. So I'm going to go ahead. I want to keep my cards in hand. I eventually want to play Sure Gamble and Liberate it if I can, but I'm really looking to hit this Obokata because it's going to make my job a lot easier. And I'm making money as I run in here. And if my opponent doesn't res Miraju, the other reason I wanted to break Miraju too is I didn't want them to shuffle back Obokata because I want them to keep it in hand. Yeah, I think this is a tough decision point for my opponent because my opponent wants to res this Miraju, but they realize that it's going to keep them too poor. So I go ahead. I know they can't. They could try and jam out the Obokata, but I could easily steal it. So I don't think they're going to at this moment. They just need money. So once again, I'm just going to keep hitting HQ. DDM is kind of off the table right now because, I could, but I don't have a good Sentry Breaker right now to be able to deal with it. So HQ just seems like kind of the better play to keep hitting. And hopefully I hit an Obokata. And there it is. Perfect. So now I just draw up and now I'm just kind of getting set up to, hit other agendas. Hopefully I can hit one off of HQ or R&D. We'll see. Now that I got my nanotech, I'm thinking about going towards R&D next. So I'm setting up for this next turn. And just going to do one more check on HQ. And there was a brain trust there. Yeah, obviously things are going to start building up. So, yeah, I think the play here is just like keeping that pressure on HQ is really good. And the real, I think, good play for me was to keep breaking the Mirage to force my opponent to like go poor. It's kind of tough. I think my opponent maybe should have jammed a little bit more, because if they were able to do that, then it would have helped them out. But once I was set up, it was kind of hard for them to keep me out. So here, Kit is actually a real pain for me, because my opponent is able to just shift my resistors around and enigmas and all that kind of stuff. So it can be a real pain. And this makes it even a little bit more troublesome. I don't have a lot of money. My opponent's able to come in, and if my opponent hits SSL, then that stinks, right? Like they're up 3 points, and I don't have an opportunity to use punitive. But having this NGO is actually really good. Forces my opponent to come in and check it. I do run the risk of my opponent, having interdiction. I've seen that quite a bit. It's actually not in this. It's not in cache refresh. In standard it is, but not in cache refresh. So yep. So I'm just gonna go ahead and res that and use it. For some reason, JNet wasn't letting me do it. So I actually had to refresh my browser and come back into the match. And so now I'm just, my opponent's actually pretty poor. And so I am now just trying to, kind of secure up my centrals, keep them out. But one thing I'm noticing here, my opponent really hasn't found Inversificator yet. So I'm setting up because I want to score either SSL or Global Food next turn. And I need the money. I need to have 8 credits to be able to res Toll Booth, and I also need to be able to obviously advance the card. So this is perfect because now I'm in a position where my opponent just installed professional contacts, and now this is a perfect window for me because my opponent isn't going to be able to really contest this unless they have like stim hack. So that's like a perfect scoring window where I'm able to just go pretty hard. And my opponent's missed the Proco, so I was just letting him know that he can do that. I'm not really planning on using Distract the Masses because my goal here is, especially with Kit, if Kit gets set up, it's really tough for me. So I want to kind of rush out as quickly as I can. And so what I'm trying to do is bait out Inversificator or something like that. So I didn't go for the GFI play because if my opponent does have GFI, or things like this, like Tinkering, this is actually, I think, a misplay on my opponent's part. Because my opponent is paying quite a bit for this. It would have been better just to trace, just do the trace. Because what's the worst? I could bump back Professional Contacts, I could do Daredevil. So that's a loss of 5 credits and a click, versus right now they just paid 11. So no matter what, I think, I don't think paying for this was the right call. Because now they're broke. And now I'm just gonna override my Maryland and just jam because they have no money. That right there is one, I think, the real big tempo play of the game for them. And now I'm in a great position. All I need is an Echo Chamber or jam a Beal in there. I think that was my opponent's biggest misplay. That probably hurt them the most. And I don't think they have the money really to contest. Well, let's see here. They have, if they play like a Dirty Laundry, yeah. So a Dirty Laundry to Archives. would give them 9. They need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They need 9 credits to contest this. Yep. And be able to trash Echo Chamber. Because 7 for Toll Booth, 1 for Resistor, and then 1 for the trash. And honestly, they really do need to trash this. Otherwise, obviously, I win the game. So my opponent's thinking here like about the play, what they want to do. My opponent decides to go for R&D, which I think is a mistake because at this point, like I win if that's a Beal or an Echo Chamber. And so they really need to deal with whatever's in this remote. Otherwise, the game's over because they can't steal enough agendas to win here unless they run 3 clicks and steal 3 agendas. So, I mean, I guess in theory they could, right? Like my opponent could run again and then run again and win the game. SSL and then another agenda like a Beal or a... but the honest truth is that it's a loss for them because they can't get in unless they have Stim Hack. And yep, so my opponent's out. They're locked out, and then I'm going to score out here with Echo Chamber. Yeah, so I think some of the, I was able to take advantage of some of my opponent's misplays. My opponent running R&D and going, you know, taking and on that indexing cost them a lot of money. It cost them 11 credits, and that was just too much. It was too much of a tempo hit for them. The other thing too is I actually saw my agendas pretty early, which against decks that are going to try and control me and kind of keep me locked out, that's good because then I can kind of rush behind ice. I also saw an NGO and also saw some good economy. My opponent didn't know that I ever had the punitive threat, but I had punitive archive memories the whole time. So if they had stolen one of these agendas, I was most likely going to be able to kill them, given that like their credits were pretty low most of the game. Well, anyways, these are fun matches. I really enjoy Cash Refresh. Once again, shout out to Fighting Walloon for putting this on. I think it's just a great tournament and a lot of fun. Thanks for watching, and if you guys have any questions or comments or anything like that, yeah, let me know. And then also like and subscribe to my channel. It's fun to be able to chat with all of you. Thanks. Bye.